All right, so here I have the sx1255 hat. It is hooked up to my laptop via OTG Ethernet. And I've got right here, we are SSH'd into that Raspberry Pi. And over here on the PC, we have GNURadio Companion running a flow graph. All right, I've switched over to screen capture, so it's a little bit easier to look at, and you don't have to worry about focusing. This terminal is SSH'd into the Raspberry Pi, right? So we can run the sx1255 command, and we can actually reset the radio on that hat, right? And then if we want to, we can load a configuration. There's some sample configs. I'm just demoing FM, right? So I'm going to load config fm.toml. All right, I do that, and you may be able to hear the radio. It is started transmitting nothing, but the sound has changed. All right, and then on the left hand side over here, I have a flow graph for an RX test and then a transmit test. So what this flow graph does is it receives FM and it dumps it into a WAV file, right? And then on the other side, what the transmit side does, the transmit side takes that WAV file source and FM modulates it and passes it to the ZMQ pub sync, which is going to connect to the Raspberry Pi. So if I start running, right, ZMQ, and I pass it the print option, this has two threads. One thread is listening for incoming samples to send out, and then the other thread is taking samples from the radio and publishing them back to GNURadio using ZMQ, right? So you can see here the -P option just means every 10 seconds print how many samples per second you're running at, so we can make sure there's no networking issues. All right, and let's try actually sending something. So I've got my radio in my hand, and I will do the, let's see, RX side of this. Here we go. N2BP testing, N2BP testing. Okay, so now that should be captured in the WAV file, and now I guess I will switch over to my camera so that you can see what the playback looks like. Okay, we're back over to the camera. Here's the HT. The HT is ready to receive. And up here, we've got our flow graph. Let me make it nice and loud. Let me switch this over to transmit. And let's see if we can hear something.
N2BP testing, N2BP testing.
There you go. It's got a bit of a nasty 120 hertz buzz, but I mean, if you look at the state of my desk, you know where that came from.